What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Midlife Crisis. I am coming to you from the future. Not exactly. I forgot to film the beginning of this video. So in this video, I'm going to take you on the full Catless downpipe install in my AMG GTS. Sit back, relax, enjoy the video. But before we get into it, make sure you subscribe, share, like, whatever other button at the bottom down that you need to hit. Because here we go. Back to the future. No, back to the past. A couple weeks back, that way. All right, Edward, what are you about to dismantle?
Oh, we're about to take the shield off that shields the shield.
The Captain America shield?
Yeah, close enough.
So after we got the heat shield that protects the heat shields off, what are you doing here? Just another 10mm bolts on the sides of this heat shield to get off of the turbos?
They're actually 8mm reverse Torx. We're pulling this under heat shield to the main heat shield under the hood heat shield off. That's your reverse Torx right there, as you can see. And I'm sure this is the first time anybody has ever done that in the history of
the
anything.
YouTube internet.
Yeah.
So we're just taking off all of the innards before we actually get to the back side of the turbos.
Yup. And we got one way back here we're gonna need to get to, and that's gonna be fun without an extension.
So I didn't have a standard extension, and I had a bendy one for the trusted ratcheting screwdriver. It bends very nicely on the back side of that heat shield. Now don't drop the Torx.
Walking it out very, very carefully.
Did you find something else?
Yeah, as you can see, it's gonna take a little bit
of finagling?
Finagling and manipulation. It looks like we can get it out by taking out
the O2 sensor?
No, not the O2 sensor, sir. There's some little standard poppers, and I don't like to pop that shield straight up.
Oh, there you go. No bendage. You did good. Hey,
this one actually makes a better Iron Man than the last.
A very boxy Iron Man.
Yes.
Now that we've got the heat shields off, on what's a turbo and what are we actually going to be replacing here?
Well, first off, these are Dos Equis brand turbos.
Yeah. Anybody else have
X's?
X's like
or
bad
maybe
turbos?
Maybe they have O's. This is a turbo setup. There's two right next to each other.
Yep.
The names that we are going to call these today, and if you want to correct me, feel free. But the first thing you've got is your turbine housing. This is the beginning of the action. That's where your exhaust comes through the turbine housing and starts to spin up the turbine itself. Once that turbine is spinning up, because the gases, the exhaust gases, have nowhere to go but through that turbine, and the only way to do it is by spinning it to get an exit out of the vehicle, to become exhaust.
All right, while Edward is over there inspecting what he wants to do in next steps, one of the tools that you're going to have to get yourself in order to do this swap over is an oxygen sensor wrench to take off those bad boys. And you can pick that up in any hardware store. We obviously did you do Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon with that one.
This was Amazon, so I will actually put the link in the description below. So you got the oxygen sensor adapter. You've got a
correct 3/8
ratchet.
That's right.
And it just popped and turned.
Now this is something that's important, okay?
Okay.
As you're backing it out, there's a coupler, there's actually a plug that's down here.
Okay.
If you count, you can really help yourself, because that's a nightmare to get to unplug. There's not a lot of slack on it. You can count how many times this thing spins out, and what we'll do is we'll spin it all the way out, and then we'll keep that spun. So we can either tape it to the side or move it to the side, or we can just wind it up. Let's say it takes 13 turns, wind it up 13 times, put it in here, and then screw it in, and now the wires will be relaxed again.
Okay, so how many was that? That was 5?
5.
5.
And you can even see about 4 or 5 threads on there.
Gotcha.
Lay it over.
And we're gonna get a little bit of painter's tape just to hold it up there.
Yeah, let's do that.
And now you're gonna unclamp the existing downpipes from the back side of the turbo.
High temperature hose clamp right here.
Now we're gonna be reusing that, correct?
Yes, gonna have to reuse it. You can see how long that screw is.
It go all the way down.
It's gonna be crusty. We might have to use a little prying action to get it out of there, because these come apart in 4 pieces. It's gonna hold all 4 of those pieces. Now it's very important to not drop them down inside of there, because you're gonna have a bad time. So what I'm gonna recommend is popping one out, being that we can free ourselves up. They're spot welded to it, but you still can drop some down in there.
Gotcha.
So let's get a little bit of pry bar action going.
So it looks like you got the clamp off.
Yeah, we got the clamp off. It's not easy to get back here. I'm gonna tell you that much right now.
So what are you going after right now?
There is a, well, actually, I can't tell you.
You can't?
I gotta show you. Give me
Oh,
a second.
okay.
What we're putting on here is, let's say this went to the side that you're on for better and easier explanation.
Okay.
As you can see, they are gonna lay in a spot just like this. There is a bracket that I am trying to reach back here, so that way we can loosen it up.
Right, be free.
Be free. So that's why I said I couldn't show you.
Yeah, you can't. There's no way you can reach down in there and get the camera in there.
Nope.
What is the next step that you are trying to perform?
We are going to take this oxygen sensor off. Put this back over here in my basket. And then we
Make sure
are going to remove, there's a little clamp clicky thingy right here. Can you see it on this side?
Oh dear. Yep, right there.
There you go. We're taking that out. Okay. That way we can get our maximum twist.
Gotcha.
All right. And we don't really have to count them. We know that the last one was 5.
Flop it up at the top.
Flop it up to the top. This one right here is going to have a nice little holder.
Yeah, we won't have to hold that one. That one will stay there.
That one should stay up.
Okay.
And
Pop.
remove your heat shield. Then we'll start to work on our clamp, right?
All right. So what? Now that's a 10 millimeter. What size is that one?
10 millimeter.
Okay.
And we're gonna take this band all the way out. Tell me when I get to the edge.
Okay.
I want to be like this one. I'm gonna need that pry bar, and I'm gonna need that screwdriver.
Pry bar. And you need a long flat tip screwdriver, which is right there.
Buddy.
All right.
Screwdriver side, we're not gonna leave that till the end.
So what are you doing with the pry bar again?
Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this pry bar and we're gonna pry this piece away from the turbine.
Gotcha.
Pop one band.
Okay.
Okay.
And you do that to both sides?
Yeah, you're gonna do that to both sides. Try not to like really dig it in there, because then you'll score the actual turbine housing.
Okay.
And so you don't need to do that.
We just kind of pull it apart.
And then the very last one, and they are all free.
Boom. Very nice.
Open it all the way up.
Okay.
Spin it to where you get the threads on the top side.
Gotcha.
And let it rest.
And now we're disconnected.
We are disconnected.
Before you do the impact, what are you doing?
Oh, we're taking off the cross members so we can get these bad boys out of the way.
Nice. So impact driver, what size is that?
Oh, this is a 17. Was it 17? Yeah. No, it's 16.
It's 16.
Yeah, 16 mil.
All right, we'll put some music over this loud noise.
You can barely hear it running.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Whisper quiet, baby. All right, we're gonna move this one right here. Now you got these two that hold an exhaust rubber band like donut grippy. It actually holds this exhaust and gives it a little bit of tension. You can see it moving there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna pull that out as well.
The internet says unless you drop the trans, you have to cut. And we will find out ourselves, just like everybody else. So.
Sure will.
All right.
He squints.
Oh. Yeah, make sure nothing gets in those beautiful brown eyes.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah.
All right, so these guys are gonna be practically glued. So you're gonna want to pull that down with a lot of force.
Yeah, and
all right, so we're disconnected with both of these on the top and on the bottom. The only thing that we do not have here yet is going to be their O2 sensors. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cheat a little bit.
what are we gonna do?
We are going to try and gently pull this thing down and get it to where it is accessible at that point.
All right, so let me show you what we are going to be replacing. We're gonna go with some SRS Catless Downpipe stainless steel. Very nice, very beautiful, nice welds. Should slide right in. But we've got like I said, the SSR Catless Downpipes. I'll put a link down in the description below. As well as, Edward, what did you get there?
DEI exhaust wrap.
Titanium. All right, what you gonna show us, buddy?
Well, if we can get a camera back in here, we removed some brackets And what I also did was, we also got to remove one of the exhausts, cut it, so that way we can see what's going on back here. Because without us moving this stuff, yeah, you are not gonna get a good shot of this. So we removed both of the brackets. We also removed a piece that sat right here. It held nothing. Nothing. No, actually it did. It held the very back portion of one of our heat shields. So we are gonna end up putting that back, but it's gonna be the last thing we do.
We have got Edward with his safety squints on and the Sawzall. So you are gonna wanna cut the existing downpipe as high as you can.
That's right.
Because you don't want there to be a hook down here. So, all right, Edward.
We're just about there, kids.
You'll cut her in half.
I cut her in half, you see.
You shanked it. It comes out.
It does. This is true.
Now we have to deal with the comeuppance.
Comeuppance.
All right.
Let's go do some comeuppance.
All right, back on top.
What we've got here is we're about to pull this one out.
Yep. Now you took the primary O2 sensor out on the top already before we dismantled everything, but to get to the secondary one, you got to do the saw. You got to pull it up to the top, and you got to get it I'll call it stateside.
Stateside. Get it stateside.
You got to get it up on the top.
I'm gonna pop this O2 sensor off real quick. Now that we can get to it, unlike before.
The other side was a monster. Passenger side is not your friend. All right, we got the second O2 sensor out, and now we jiggle and wiggle.
And remember, kids, blue goes on the bottom.
Blue O2 sensor on the bottom. Got it. It's like you're pulling out a bar of gold.
Yeah, right. We're panning.
Oh.
Sweet success.
You did it. What does it smell like? Stick your finger in there.
Nickels.
Nickels?
Healthy engine.
Is it? How can you tell if it's a healthy engine?
Because there's not a bunch of oil in here.
Oh. There it is. Okay. So see how Lucy left that? We won't tie it at the end after we get the pipes down.
That's right.
There's the mount connected back, and then we have the heat shield mount. And now I think we're ready to start. We're going from the bottom up or top down?
Top down.
As you're prepping to put these down up in there, what are you doing down there?
Making sure that we have tightened everything here. Pretty sure we did, but we're just gonna double check.
All the brackets that everything connects to?
Yeah, once we get it in here, it is not gonna be easy to get past these pipes.
Your fat fingers won't fit?
Oh no, they're not fitting for sure. I think it'll get around there.
What was that bracket for?
This is for heat shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, the top heat shield mounting point.
Because remember, there's a shield to the shield.
To the shield, yes.
Yes. So we'll get these guys run down in there, and then we're gonna have a bracket that's connecting boom boom to here to here. We're not going to tighten these down yet. And reason being is we will tighten them down, even though it's gonna be more of a pain in the butt to get to. We'll tighten them down once we get our pipes in.
What's the great question?
Which one goes in the back? Which one goes in the front?
The check engine light will tell you. No?
Really? Really? Well, technically, well, they're normally you would have 2-wire in the rear, but I'm counting 4-wire in the rear.
So the money down in the comments is how many people think we got it wrong? We'll get it wrong the first time.
Dr. Frankenstein,
all right,
would not be proud of you.
So we Googled, and I got a picture from a Rentec downpipe, and so it's blue to the back, shielded to the front.
For sure.
And I will give Edward credit. That's what he guessed.
That's what I guessed.
We have confirmed based upon a picture from a different manufacturer. So you need the O2 wrench thingamabobber?
We're gonna need the O2 wrench, sir. There we go.
All right, so you got the back O2 in the socket?
Yes, in the socket, sir.
Righty.
Gently drop it down below.
I don't need to go down and hold it or anything.
Nah. It'll hold. This one, in order for it to sit flush on the turbo,
You mount it right there, that mounting point right there?
Mm-hmm. It's gonna sit right there, but before we do any of that, we are going to
attach it to the turbo?
Yes.
Now, when you're tightening that, is there any like torque specification or righty-tighty till it feel good? What are you doing? What is your recommendation?
The recommendation is take it down till it snugs, but these things fit like a glove. I don't think that you need to torque a clamp, but you do want to make sure that it's nice and snug, but you don't want to go crazy on it because it will just break. All right, then we're gonna aim these guys down, just like so.
That way they're not poking at the top of the engine.
That's right.
So slide it on, hand tighten it, then move it down to the down position and then tighten it.
Yes, sir. Now bring that camera over here. There's a spot that Mercedes wants you to index it at.
So as you can see, Edward's calves are getting the workout by hanging onto the side of the lift.
Oh, no, I learned, man. I get my whole foot and I just jam it under the tire.
Oh, that's a good thing. It's a chuck and a chute.
Yes, that's right. Go ahead and put it on.
All right, so we got to put on the heat shield bushing.
That's correct.
Okay.
Remembering how many times we've twisted this wire, so that way when it goes back to its relaxed state.
Do I need to hold that?
No, it'll hold.
Okay, so the bushing can just spin?
Yeah, it'll tighten on it.
Okay. Tighten the O2 sensor back on.
Mm-hmm. The creator of the downpipe didn't put them exactly where they need to be, which is fine because these are aftermarket. However, I believe we can use a bolt on each side and get that thing just, you know, holding
a little
on.
bit more tighter.
Yeah, tighter, secured to the bell housing.
All right, do you guys see that water bottle right there?
Yeah.
So Edward was really thirsty.
Mm-hmm. I was in mid-conversation.
And in the last video, we were doing some vinyl wrap. And so we had some extra desanitized alcohol. So let me show you what Edward just accidentally took a swig of. So this water bottle, which I clearly have labeled as, see if you can see that, alcohol. He just drank probably 2 shot glasses worth. And
I took a good water swig off that.
Yeah. And as you can see now from his forehead, it's not hot. Edward, what did you always tell me about drinking while doing automotive repair?
I always said we do not drink during automotive repairs. I don't drink at the shop. I don't drink around the vehicles when I'm turning any wrenches.
And why is that?
Not a good idea. Well, because it's always funny when everybody's like, hey man, let's have a few beers and work on some cars, and then they wonder why nothing works out for them, or why nothing starts, or why there's a bolt inside the intake manifold now.
So our advice is don't drink your transmission fluid.
Yeah.
Don't drink your oil.
Don't drink any of it.
And don't drink your desanitized alcohol.
It's not going to be good.
As you guys can see right there, that's Edward's water. Mm-hmm. Edward, only to the top of the car.
You're going to have to label that water.
No, labeling will not help you.
No.
The fact that you cannot read is the first fundamental problem we have. Edward?
Well, I know bushing, but I want to make sure that my wire is in a relaxed position. See, I don't like it. So I'm going to go back. Okay, waiting. And then I'm going 1 turn. And I'll put it on.
Okay.
You see, now we're going to make sure that the wire is in a nice relaxed position once it is tight.
All right, so now you are...
Fumbling. This is fumbling, sir.
Yes, you're fumbling, but...
I'm fumbling.
You're putting on... Did you tuck the pipe in? It's already inside?
Well, if you can't tell, then we're just going to stop.
Well, no.
Okay, there you go. Like that.
What?
There it is.
You're just using this to help hold it.
Yeah, at this point, it's going to become a swivel.
Ah, gotcha.
You see? But you got to give it enough to where it holds. Otherwise, it will just hit you in the face.
6
This
inches.
is different. This is different.
Oh, this is different?
This is a different one.
But it's still like 6 inches of depth,
Yeah.
right?
Bang. Wow, that's not even close. I feel like this one wasn't done correctly.
This is not good.
This is not good at all.
All right,
so for whatever reason, this type of fitting isn't gonna work, and we can all see that. There need to be a slit or something of that sort, and that's not bolt-on application. This is obviously some sort of weld-in application. I will show you what it is that we're supposed to have.
all right.
That's what it should have been.
Okay, so...
That fits in here as well.
No.
Yeah, no, it would, because this would go over the top of it, okay?
Right.
Bingo. Bingo. That's what should have happened to this pipe.
So, Another bonehead mistake. I did get rid of the cats prematurely. And apparently there is a...
lead poisoning?
No, an exhaust gasket.
Yeah.
That goes on the left driver's side pipe that goes into the existing exhaust. That's a $27 part for a Mercedes, but
we're not gonna find that.
We're not gonna find that as quickly. So we went to Advanced Auto Parts.
Yeah.
And that's from a 240SX.
Yeah, K24.
And so you grinded, modded it, and we're gonna give it a shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know it's gonna clamp. I know it's gonna push its way in. It's gonna work.
So for those that are doing this themselves, do not get rid of the Mercedes stock exhaust gasket.
Unless you take off your donut, Homer Simpson.
Or make sure you have it.
Yep.
So Edward is now putting in the clamps on the downpipe.
Sockets.
You dropped the socket?
I dropped a socket.
And there's our modified gasket.
Modified makeshift gasket.
Can you adjust the light, Mr. DeVille?
Oh yes. How would you like this?
Just a little bit like
right in your face?
There we go.
Would you like that into
works.
the...
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
All right, you loosen the clamp all the way.
Yes, I loosened the clamp all the way.
Okay.
Now I have slipped it over the flange. And we have slipped it over. Okay. Let's make sure we're putting this on the right way. Now, kids, don't do this at home. Matter of fact, kids, don't even work on your parents' AMG. It's probably not a good idea.
Yep.
Okay, we're putting a little bit of pressure on it. So far, nothing crazy. Remember, we still have to put the other pipes together.
Yep. Now, but how do you think the fitting with the gasket's going?
It's going, dude. It's actually pulling itself together and squashing down tight.
All right, now you got the second pipe in.
Second pipe. We'll put that flange together just the way it's supposed to be. And we're getting tighter. All right, check this out. We got this guy. We're gonna get him away from the transmission. We'll tighten this here.
So now we got to put the cross members back on. So you're just tighten up the top, get all the clamps on, and
that's the plan, man.
Getting ready to get the first startup, right?
Yep.
You can't wait to hear this beast.
I can't wait to hear the beast.
We are now ready to do the first startup on the SSR Catless downpipes. It's either gonna blow up or it's gonna sound awesome.
It's not gonna blow up.
All right, here we go. I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous.
So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. That was the process for installing the Catless downpipes on the AMG GTS. We are not done yet. You need to stay tuned in this series of vlogs of modifications for the AMG GTS, because up next we are going to do a stage 2 tune from DME Tuning. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.